Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time again, where we look at the daily news, mainly on the Daily Mail website. Meanwhile, it's 5 days until the budget in the UK. Labour Party are wheeling out their first budget and everyone's bracing for it. And Keir Starmer, our beloved leader, has been accused of lying to Brits. But look, again, this is to do with how they're going to recoup the supposed £22 billion black hole left by the Conservatives, the Tories. This is, again, there was none of this was in the Labour Party manifesto. If they'd have put what they were going to do in the manifesto, they probably wouldn't have got in, but maybe they would have done. We don't know. But yeah, they're saying here that the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is expected to impose some of the biggest tax hikes in 3 decades, right? And they're going to try and raise £35 billion extra, right? Keir Starmer himself has ruled out putting up rates of income tax, employee national insurance and VAT. Instead, what they reckon they're going to do is go after the landlords. Okay, that's going to have that's going to have one effect, and that's going to put rents up, isn't it? So, and again, people are saying he's lying. Look, how many times have we voted these people in, whether it's left, right, or otherwise, or whether it's Conservative or Labour, and they've done things that completely confounded us. It happens. It's happened every time. You know, manifestos aren't worth the paper they're printed on. So don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I don't know. Good news, everybody. There's been an outbreak of a highly infectious scabies. Not to be confused with rat scabies from... oh dear, I'll let you finish. I can't even know that they're finished. Remember rat scabies? No, the musician. Anyway, the damned. Just, you knew. Everyone's just like, what's he going on about? The people that watch Coffee Time, I don't know, the handful of people, do you think they'd know the damned are? I don't know. Anyway, scabies. There's a scabies outbreak. Scabies is a bit like rickets. It's one of those things that we got rid of back with the Victorians. You know, it was little street urchins that had it. Now I've started scratching. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, scabies is a condition caused by microscopic mites that burrow into the skin, and it's so infectious that it can even spread to people who are in close contact. And yeah, the parasites leave their eggs in bed sheets and towels. Ugh. But the public are being warned by health officials to be on. Look, you got to look at this fella. Look, you got to keep your eye out for him. He's pretty easy to spot. No, he's not, because he's microscopic. He's tiny. He's a tiny little chap. But yeah, it leaves you with irritation like that, a raised rash. So yeah, scabies is back. Professor Camilla Hawthorne, chair of the Royal College of GPs, said if not properly treated, scabies can quickly spread and increase a patient's risk of complications such as secondary skin infections, or make existing skin infections worse. But diagnosing scabies can be challenging, as it could take up 8 weeks for the telltale raised red rash to appear, and it tends to target the inside of the elbow. What is that called? What has it got a name? The knee, buttocks, and between the fingers and toes. So that's where you got to look out. It's an intense itch that gets worse at night. And yeah, some 3,689 cases were diagnosed in hospitals in England to the year April, up from 2,128, according to NHS figures from the BBC. They're reported by the BBC, so it's the BBC that run the story initially. But I don't know, they look kind of pretty like that, don't they? They look kind of Look, now you're all scratching. You're all scratching, aren't you? Treating scabies involves rubbing an anti-parasitic lotion into your skin, permethrin or malathion, all over the body, including under the nails, and keeping it on for at least 8 to 12 hours. This means reapplying it every time the person washes their hands, and it must repeat every 7 days to ensure all mites and their eggs have been destroyed. And everyone in the same household must do it. So, yay for scabies. But yeah, with winter approaching, it's typical when scabies reaches its peak. According to the British Association of Dermatologists, bad. Imagine having that as your you're bad. What are you a member of? I'm a member of bad. Sounds like someone that James Bond would have fought against in the 60s. But yeah, so keep your eye out for those scabies. They're rather small, tiny little things. What have we got? Oh, here we go. They've banned an episode of Only Fools and Horses. Again, for those who are not in the UK, Only Fools and Horses is a much beloved comedy sitcom from the 80s into the 90s, starring David Jason and Nicholas Lyndhurst. Again, it's a show that we enjoy. You plonker, Rodney. But yeah, apparently, one episode that's been dubbed so dark and cruel that the show's creator even banned it from being aired again. Yeah, this is A Royal Flush, the 1986 Christmas special. And apparently it's been banned. Is it really? Is this true? Yeah, this is coming up in a Channel 5 documentary, Secrets and Scandals of Only Fools and Horses. Chris Wadsworth, who worked on the show, said it's quite a cruel, dark episode. In it, Rodney becomes friends with the daughter of a duke, and of course Del Boy gets involved. And as the group sit down for dinner, Del ends up drinking too much and cruelly mocks Rodney by implying he's set to marry the Duke's daughter and bringing up his conviction for possession of cannabis. In it, so Del Boy's a bit of a bully, but then he always was. That's the thing. He always was a bit of a bully in the show, but they kind of softened his edges as it went on. The show's creator John Sullivan decided to scrap the scenes in the final edit because it was not a good episode. So there you go. That is the secret. The big secret. So it's not bad, it's just they dropped a scene from the show. Thanks, Daily Mail. You plonker. I'm sure it's Kushti. Meanwhile, someone claims to have found Lord Lucan. I think he was seen riding Shergar, but unfortunately it's a Mail Plus exclusive, so we're never going to find out where he is because it's behind a paywall. Why would they do that to us? Why would they be so cruel? What teases they are. They'll do anything to take our money. Okay. Our mate Vlad Putin. Now, which Vlad was it? I'm not sure. Which one? This Vlad looks a bit smooth and a bit round, don't you think? I think this is virtual Vlad. Look at him. You got to look at the earlobes. That's how you can check. If you've got a Vlad at home, which you think may be a copy, always check the earlobes. But apparently, at some press thing, a BBC reporter was allowed to ask a question. Yes. Can you believe that? And they actually let a BBC. This is at the BRICS summit in the Russian city of Kazan. But yeah, so Steve Rosenberg from the BBC was given the opportunity to ask the final question, right? And Kremlin press secretary Dmitry Peskov said, for the final question of the day, I'd like to give the floor to BBC, a rare guest these days, Steve Rosenberg. So Rosenberg got up and he said, How does all this all match to your actions of the past 2.5 years? The invasion of Russian troops into Ukraine. Where is the justice, stability, and security? He asked. And of course, this didn't make Mr. Putin very happy. So Putin came back at night. He says, "Is it fair? For years, our Western partners, for years, ignored our constant appeals not to expand NATO to the east, to lie to our face and violate their obligations to get into Ukraine and build military bases," he scowled. And he went on to accuse the US of orchestrating and financing a coup in Ukraine in 2014. This is a common thing. He was trying to take control of the Ukraine in 2014, and the people said no. So yeah, he wasn't very happy, and he's like, "Oh," he's saying, "Oh, I'm not very happy." So there you go. But they won't let the BBC ask. They should have got someone from GB News to ask, but there's only 6 people watching that, so they probably wouldn't bother. What else have we got? Would you swap your wine for the new viral carbonated calm drink? It's an advertorial. They've only gone and done an advertorial. It's something called Trip Mindful Blend. I don't know. Looks a bit. I think stick to the booze. Calm you down until you get fighting drunk. That is. They sneaked an advertorial in. Russell Brand's in the news as the locals where he live brand him a scoundrel. Yeah. Brand has sparked fury. I expect him to be folding their arms because he wants to reopen his village pub in the sleepy Oxfordshire village. This is in Pizzhill. Yeah. He wants to turn the 800-year-old Crown Inn pub in Pizzhill into recording studios. Here it is. Is that it? He can run his entire streaming empire from there. Josh Robinson Ward, who was married at the pub, said no one believes he's going to open the pub. He said from the beginning he plans to open the pub, but never has. It's unclear if he'll have to open it if it goes through, because he's got planning permission to change it. Yeah, he's got planning to change it to mixed use of pub, ancillary accommodation, function, media studio, and offices. And another slammed him as a scoundrel. It's as simple as that. I can't stand the man. And here he is flogging his magical amulet. So yeah. And they're all waiting for the local council to decide what's going to happen to the Crown Inn pub. And will he reopen it? Imagine going into the pub and Russell Brand's there in his underpants with his magic amulet on, serving you a pint. Could be a little bit weird, couldn't it? Looks nice though. I mean, it looks very pleasant. But I'm sure, if you pay him extra, he'll go and wank you off in the bogs, like he used to do back in the day, in the early 2000s when he was strung out on heroin. Oh, those were the days. Oh, Liam Payne news. Michael Burke got into trouble, didn't he? Veteran broadcaster Michael Burke. I've just got to find the story. Michael Burke. He got into trouble. Why is that? Why does he get into trouble? Because he was on Radio 4. And on Radio 4's Today programme, he was asked about how foreign journalism has changed, and he said there was a lot more appetite for seriousness. It was only last week this programme decided the most important thing that happened in the world was that a drugged-up, faded boy band singer had fallen off a balcony. Even the 10 o'clock news, which is normally good at these things, thought it was the second most important thing that happened in the world. And here's Michael Burke. And he's just saying what the rest of us are thinking. It's just like when John Lennon died. Ain't it just? Look. the thing about the current news, right, is there's loads of it, but it doesn't actually tell you anything. It doesn't actually tell you what's going on. Again, you may, I don't know where you're from, but around here, around these parts, there is no local news. You don't really know. There's this sense of you don't really know what's going on. Local newspaper is just basically something you'd wrap your chips in now. And I think that's what they do with news. It's full of puff stuff that doesn't actually, tell you what's going on. And they want that. They want us to be kind of placated. Oh no, where's the tinfoil? Where's the God? We're still doing the Tory. Is the Tory leadership still going on? I reckon that Badenoch is leading. Is out front. I'd like that. I think that'd be good. It'd give Keir Starmer something to think about in the Prime Minister's question time, won't it? Here we go. We're going to go. We're doing medical news. This is consultant neurosurgeon Anastios Glamoriadis of NHS Grampian. We've got a picture of him. Here he is with one of his patients, Doreen Adams. And this guy is a bona fide genius, right? He's modified a technique. Again, these are the geniuses of the world. But yeah, he's got a technique where anyone with again, it all depends where the tumour is in the brain. But if it's at the front of the brain, they've got this pioneering keyhole surgery that allows them to remove the tumour through the eyebrows. I think it probably goes up through the eye socket. Actually, it's not actually through the eyebrow. That'd be ridiculous but I imagine it goes up through the eye socket into the just yeah. And the op takes half the time of a previous surgery, and patients recover faster and are left with more than a small scar and a black eye afterwards. 75-year-old Doreen Adams from Aberdeen says she felt great after the operation, and yeah, and there is a little slidey thing showing you the Doreen's skull before and after. So yeah, look, we can go. There's the tumour. See the white section here, and then whoop, it's gone. Tumour, no tumour. Tumour, no tumour. Wow. Yeah, the operation usually is called a craniotomy, and that involves removing parts of the skull. It's known as open skull surgery. It can take up to 10 hours and expose healthy parts of the brain. Whereas this new keyhole surgery, known as modified eyebrow keyhole supraorbital approach for brain tumours, doesn't come off the tongue as easy as craniotomy, may offer a safer alternative for some patients. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Doreen said, "He's the most wonderful young man. He told me he could sort me out right away." I bet he did. I bet he sorted her out real good. I mean, a tumour. You filthy minds. He said that whereas Mr. Guimaradis said the most rewarding part of his work was coming up with the new technique, his experience the gratitude of patients once they awake from surgery. He said, "Doreen hugged me when she woke up. They're fully awake straight away. They're completely compass mentis, and they're already improved in recovery. We joke in the team that patients are more awake than anyone else by the end of the day." Ha ha ha. So there you go. Fascinating. I do love stories like that. It's really good news. Again, this is the good side of humanity. This is, you read about all the doom and gloom and all the stupid shit. It's getting darker. It feels like it's in the middle of the night. You read of all the doom and gloom, and then you hear stuff like that. Mind you, scientists have discovered where the ugliest people in Britain live. Norfolk. Come on, Norfolk. Oh dear. What's that? I'm sorry, but we're going to have to upset them. It's Wales. Yeah, this is... it's Wales. Where is this? Who's done this surgery? This is research by Professor Daniel Hammermesh, an expert in pulchronomics, the economics of beauty. and he's from the the University of Texas. I've lost me marbles here. In the study, he analysed data from the 1958 National Child Development Study, which followed the lives of 17,515 people born in England, Scotland and Wales in a single week in 1958. At the age of 7 and the age of 11, teachers of the students born between months asked for attractiveness, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, writing in the National Bureau of Economic Research, he said the South East attracted good-looking people, while the less good-looking moved elsewhere in the UK. Scotland and Wales, where the least good-looking tended to be situated. And we do have. I think this is a Welsh fella here. No, that's just a stock image. So there you go. If you're from Wales, you're ugly. And like, mind you, he's got a head like a light bulb. He's not. He's I'm sorry. Oh, he needs his bald card revoked because look, most bald men are attractive and hunky, head like a light bulb. Sorry, mate, you're out of the club. So what's it? Those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I think so. Okay. The secret, very mundane sign your spouse might be looking to have an affair. Okay. And this is all to do with how you place your food in the trolley. Why not? Why not? I mean, when you go shopping with your partner, keep an eye where they put their food. Married people seeking affairs are secretly using bell peppers to signal they're open to meeting lovers behind their partner's back. That's not true. The bizarre bell pepper code was suggested by one sneaky user on a flirt forum of extramarital dating site Illicit Encounters. Again, really? The poster suggested, what if we use a secret code in the most mundane place of all, the supermarket? It's perfect. No one ever suspected your weekly food shop could lead to something more sizzling. And so, yeah, put a bell pepper. I'm sure they just didn't get button mushrooms out. This isn't true. This is just something that, obviously, who wrote this? Emily Cooper, intern? I don't know. Obviously was on Illicit Encounters. Why were you on there, Emily? Why were you on there? And when they saw this on one of the forum topics, they said, this is like a secret handshake, but with veg. No, it's not. That's a secret handshake. That's a bell pepper. So yeah, there's a whole thing, the bell pepper code. So, well, we get our shopping delivered. So, what do you think of that then, Yeah, absolutely bonkers. Oh, do you remember the Dirty Doctor? Do you remember the Dirty Doctor who was, well, he was very dirty. He was having relations with women in his consulting room whilst he literally was on duty, right? But he was struck off by the GMC. Do you remember? He looks like that fella from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He does the Dennis code. Ha ha ha. He was Dirty Doctor. That is Dr. Thomas Plimmer, educated at University of Cambridge, and he appeared on Channel 4's show First Dates in 2018. And he was removed by the GMC, General Medical Council, earlier in the year for his in and out performance. Look, I have to talk in euphemisms because of the algorithm. The GP from Swindon had sex with 6 different women. Can I say that? I just said it. In his consulting room, and was also caught performing a sex act on himself at the practice. Coffee beans. But now, right, he's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Tell your friends. He's now going by his middle name and practicing as a psychotherapist. Yeah, under the name of Matthew. I guess it's Matthew Plimmer. During his misconduct hearing, it was revealed he also sent a colleague almost 200 sexual images. But he said, it's not my fault. I'm a sex addict and I'm untreated and I need help. So yeah, so now he's he's a therapist, but you can't be a therapist without spelling the rapist. I'm not accusing him of that. I'm just saying it's a play on words. So yeah, be careful out there. Dr. Plimmer could be treating you. That's not right, is it? So being struck off actually has no effect. They can just rock up and do something else. They can just do that. What else have we got? We got anything else? Is Europe's biggest snake living in your walls? This should be the animal story, shouldn't it? This should be. Apparently, one of Europe's largest species of snakes have been cozying up to us. This is the fuck me. How do you say that? Esculapian snake, which can grow up to 6 foot in length, but is usually native to, the more clement areas of Europe, into France and Italy, or the south. They like it warm. And here he is. Are they taking the hiss? That's one big snake. And apparently, they've found these snakes. Oh my goodness me! In London, right? That's one. That one is. There are two known populations of the Esculapian snake. One is around the Welsh Mountain Zoo in Colwyn Bay, Welsh again, and around London Zoo in Regent's Park. But they reckon they're on the move. They're not venomous or dangerous to humans, and instead it's a constrictor, so it crushes its prey like rodents. So yeah, research overseen by Wolfgang Worcester. What a great name, Wolfgang Worcester, who's a professor of zoology at Bangor University. Has done research in how the snakes have adapted to a cold new home. But yeah, he says we find these Esculapians in people's lofts, and you find snake skins hanging off the drain pipes in old folks' homes, things like that. So yeah, they're going for a more suburban setting. So you go, keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. That should have been our last story, shouldn't it? Really. Okay. Oh boy. Should we do a story from the world of stupid? This is Whitney Almcoff from Rotherham. She's got a hack for making tea. Right? Here she is. I'm surprised she's not using this to plug her OnlyFans site. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be OnlyFans on this somewhere, because when you hear this, you're going to go, dude, there's no way this woman could hold down a job. She's got this hack where she says, once you've made your tea, pop it on the radiator so it stays warm throughout the day. You're just going to have a very muggy, highly brewed cup of tea. No. Why don't you? Here she is. She did I guess it was a TikToky video illustrating her hack. Look, if your tea gets cold, just top it up with hot water from the kettle that you've already made. It's still the kettle, the heat in the kettle, unless you've emptied the kettle out. That is. So yeah, the average price for you coming to use central heating for half an hour is 72p a minute, whereas a kettle costs just a penny to boil. So, like I said, not very clever, not very smart. That's not really a hack. Not really a hack at all. What else have we got? We have traditions being wiped out. We have a 450-year-old tradition, right? We're going down to Helston in Cornwall. This tradition dates back to Queen Elizabeth's Charter of 1585. It's known as the beating of the boundaries, and basically, here's the boundary stone at Helston, Right? As you can see, it's unsuitable for HGVs. And what goes on is people taking part in the tradition, their heads are gently tapped against the stone 3 times, hence the term beating of the boundaries. But health and safety's got involved, right? But yeah, it involves marking the town's boundary with a solid turf placed on the granite stone marker, and participants are gently struck against the stone 3 times. But yeah, concerns were raised in September over possible health and safety aspects, leading to a proposal that participants should instead have the choice to kneel and touch their head on the stone, or to hit the stone with sticks. Helston Town Council has also reassured members of the public that despite council workers no longer being able to lift people, the proposal will not prevent friends and family from lifting children and adults. Now the council has issued a further update saying it's received legal advice saying it can no longer continue to organise the event under its current insurers. Has anyone beaten their head so severely against the stone that they've rendered themselves stupid? I think the members of the council have. In a statement, they said, unfortunately, the council has received legal advice that if we continue the tradition of lifting people at the beating of the boundaries, we'll no longer be covered by our insurance. We're actively seeking alternative insurers to see if we can secure coverage of this aspect of the event. You just get them to sign a declaration saying that they're not responsible. You know, just get them to sign a piece of paper saying they're not responsible for any injury. And with one leap, Jack is free. Nobody has any brain anymore. They've got no brain. Our goal remains to continue the beating of the boundaries regardless of the outcome of the search, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. And somebody doing it in the 70s here. Look at that. Look, in the 70s where nobody cared. Well, we didn't have any health and safety. They didn't care about us back then. They didn't care. They didn't care. If you fell off the roundabout, you know, who remembers in the park on the roundabout? You know, all the kids would pile on, and then you'd spin it around as fast as you could. I'd always be one of the spinners, and kids would fly off and cut knees open. It was wonderful. It was good old days. It was good old days. What else have we got? Art news. Mind you, I've gone on a bit long. Sotheby's is auctioning a banana. No, it's taped to a wall. There you go. I could have done that. And it's it could be yours. How much? £1.5 million. Yeah. The broker's contemporary art boss, Maurizio, held by the broker's contemporary art boss. Jumped ahead of the sentence there. As a defiant work of pure genius, Maurizio, Catalan's comedian, famously took the world by storm when it was unveiled at the Art Basel Miami Museum in 2019. Wasn't that the one where the guy ate the banana? The work comprised of a single banana taped to the wall, and it drew record crowds at his first unveiling. The bizarre piece caused such controversy and upheaval among the crowds that it had to be removed before the end of its initial 2019 run. It's now returned to New York. Is it the same banana? I think it's a different banana. Yeah, you can see it in New York from November the 8th to the 20th. And it's reckoned to reach between £1 and 1.5 million at auction. Between a pound. Okay, a pound then. But here's the catch. And you're going to be kicking yourself, right? What you won't get the banana. You won't get the duct tape. No, you will not get either item. Instead, you will get a certificate of authenticity giving the bearer the right to recreate the art anywhere you want. It will show detailed instructions of how to display it. But you will also receive a roll of duct tape and a banana. You won't receive the original because there isn't an original. It's recreated every time. It's not the same banana. It's a different banana. Then it's not the same artwork, is it? It's an idea that they're presenting. yeah, so there you go. David Galprin, Sotheby's head of contemporary art in the Americas, has said the most influential and radical artworks of the last century have been power to fundamentally shift perceptions around the nature of art itself. In this spirit, Comedian is a defiant work of pure genius, balancing profound critical thought and subversive wit. This is a defining work for the artist and for our generation. They are taking the pith. Now that's if it was an orange. This is a banana. But I haven't got a skin in this game. I suppose it could be appealing to some. Yeah, but you know, you could slip up if you paid more than you wanted to. So I think I've done all the puns there. I've done all the puns. I think I have. There must be some animals. Cameraman is under fire. This is, you're going to America. This is a cameraman has been criticised for this footage because he's behind, I guess, the cheerleaders, and apparently this is bad now. I don't see a problem with it. What's the problem? I don't get it. But apparently this is wrong now. It's not because the Hurricanes 52-45 win over the hometown Cardinals, but yeah, he had a close-up of Louisville cheerleaders at a crucial moment in the game. It probably wasn't his fault. It was the person who was mixing the vision. It was the vision mixer who went, oh, I like that shot. You know, it's not the cameraman's fault. He's probably just, you know, getting a reaction. You know, so I don't know. Still looking for, I suppose that's kind of an animal story. The snake story. The snake story appeared again. What else have we got? Oh, this is good. I'm going to do this one very quickly. We're going to Pompeii. Yeah, they've unveiled a house that's been buried under volcanic rubble for 2,000 years. And they've revealed all manner of decorations inside, of you know, mythological scenes. It's quite amazing. They call it the House of Phaedra, after the mythological queen of Athens, and it's quite remarkable. Forget having like pictures on the wall. They literally, and they put a frame around it and everything. It's just fantastic stuff. Just preserved all those years ago. One of the pictures depicts a sexual encounter between a satyr and a nymph. They reckon it might be Venus and Adonis. I just think that's marvellous. Isn't it marvellous? Yeah. So yeah, lots of mythological scenes recreated there. I love that. I love that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, EU demand fishing rights in the UK waters. Hey, because, you know, Keir Starmer's cozying up to the EU again. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. You don't want to do that. Meanwhile, right, this is we're going to Hornsey Community Primary School in East Yorkshire. They're having a sing-along at the nearby United Reformed Church, right? Because it was celebrating a harvest festival. Do you remember Harvest Festival this time of year? You know, everyone's gathering in all the veg and fruit. You take a tin of beans or that can of soup that you didn't want. Do you remember those days? Well, anyway, the kids were doing this at the church, local church. Here you go. And having a sing along, and the lyrics were projected when there was a bit of a faux pas, right? Because the lyrics were suddenly replaced by an image of utter filth, and teachers panicked and rushed to turn off the projector that was, you know, being sent from a laptop used by the church volunteers. Staff at the school, which has 550 pupils, wrote to parents following the incident. The letter sent to parents explained that in singing the harvest songs, children were reading lyrics from a projector operated by church volunteers. However, for a few seconds, the words vanished, and were replaced by a piece of inappropriate content. And their staff claimed that they weren't sure that the youngsters realised what was going on. Victoria Aitken, Cabinet Member for the Children, Families Education, East Riding, Yorkshire Council, said, "We've been made aware of the incident within the church. The school informed the families of the day and will not be using the church till we can be assured this cannot happen again. The church are conducting their own inquiries into the incident." They've got in touch with the church, but they've not really answered it. Again, pictures or it didn't happen. What was the filth? We need to know. Where did the filth come from? And was it a priest? Was there a priest involved? So there you go. So it was very, very naughty. What else have we got? We've got another funny to... I'm trying to find another funny for you. This is... Here you go. This is detectives were investigating a property. They had an arrest warrant for a chap, and there's an advert. There's an advert on a 20-second clip. So anyway, they burst into the house and they're looking for the fella, and they're wondering where he was gone, and they find him. So they're looking around. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? This happened on October the 11th. So it's beginning of the month. They're going, "Oh, who's in here? Why, there he is. He's hiding in the futon." Caught him. It was like they was playing hide and seek, wasn't it? So that was fun. They couldn't find anyone apart from the friendly dog, but then they lifted up the sofa and found him inside, just in his underpants. One officer declared, "Oh look, he's hiding in the sofa. Out you come." A spokesman for Bedfordshire Police said, "We've seen some things in that time, but this was a first." We thought the man would be more comfortable tucked up into a bed, so he'll be spending the next few hours in a custody cell, which is a little less of a squeeze. But yeah, they can't give any more details because ongoing case. So there you go. That was a little bit of a fight, a little bit of fun for them there. So that's it. So I've got to do animal story. We're going to do fattest dog breeds in the UK. I had this in the folder because, Dr. Dan O'Neill, a senior lecturer of companion animals epidemiology at the Royal College of Veterinarians, said, to defeat your enemy, okay, sounds a bit strong, you need to know your enemy. And obesity is the enemy of the health of our dogs. Okay. And this is researchers from UK Pet Food warn that 50% of dogs are overweight, with 4 popular breeds topping the list. While 77% of owners think that their pet is a healthy size, a whopping 50% of pets that are seen by vets are overweight or obese. The new study surveyed 148 vets, and the results showed that 50% of dogs are currently overweight or obese. And there's some great pictures of fat animals, which we're going to get to, but there is stats. There is stats. And this is overweight prevalence in dog breeds, and at the top of it is golden retriever. It's done like pug, then beagle, English Springer Spaniel, Border Terrier. There's no Border Collies on it. No, that's all right. A few Shih Tzus at the top there. I'd have thought Shih Tzu would have actually, because they're small breeds, they're hard to keep the weight off. So there you go. So have we got you want to see the pictures of fat animals, don't you? Here you go. Go on then. These are just stock images. There you go. There's a fat pug. Yeah. Fat beagle. At least not smoking a fag. Fat cat. Yeah, 43% of cats are overweight. He's saying it's just more of me to love. And a fat budgie? No. 9% of pet birds carry an excess. How do you weigh a budgie? Seriously. He's just fluffing himself up. He's not fat. Look at him. He's lovely. And there's a fat cat on a treadmill, but that's a video clip that's probably got an advert. Okay, we'll end it there. Yeah. Okay then. Kind of run out of steam there. See if there's anybody in. 8 people in. Andrew, this is a good day. There's no dog cam for you, I'm afraid. And he's beginning to itch, I did tell you. And Andrew says, one Vlad is enough. There are many Vlads. And he adds, I'd go to that pub. I might get free drinks from Russell. You'd have to wear your magic amulet first. Flossie says, Brand in his knickers would put you off your point. Imagine him standing there, you know, with his amulet swinging in the breeze. And by amulet, I do not mean penis. I mean amulet. There is no dog cam, sorry. And Andrew says, I like Helston. Nice town. Well, did you bang your head on the border? That's the question. And T says, day one of cameraman school is how to find the attractive women in the crowd. Again, it's not his fault. He's just getting... Anyway, I think it's crapped out. Oh, is it crapped out? No, we're all right. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good weekend. We've done another week. You know, you've got to drink out. Ta-ta.